Welcome to Mort's Magical Wares, where the experience points are fake, but the bags of holding are real. Seriously, we got a pile of them in the corner. What's that? They're totally bags of devouring? Okay, yeah. Half off on the bags of holding. You get what you get. We'll see what goes on. So, welcome back to our Yellow Silk campaign. Oh, by the way, hype for KVasquez311 for following the channel. Let's bust out the rest of our audience here. Let's do this. I'm trying to figure out how to get my... there we go. There we go. So, welcome back to our Yellow Silk campaign. We've got a different setup here. We actually have another camera, and minus 2 people right now. We'll get into that in a second. But we have our dice camera that you saw last time. We have a new microphone. We have 2 cameras basically that we bought, and one of them's missing, but we're gonna do a 3 for now. And our setup is completely different. I'm in front of my big green screen. We're trying to make use of that useful screen that we've got. So things are going to be different. I think we already had our first big mistake of the day, but we figured it out. We're going to have a couple more hiccups this time until we can actually figure out how to do all of this. We're a little late. I think we're like 30 minutes late, but you know, bear with us for the time being. In terms of announcements, before we kick off and have like a pretty quick hour-and-a-half session, we did add some more stuff to the store. I'm just going to say this once in the beginning, and whoever else wants to talk about it, they can. But we have this really cool system with stream elements that you can purchase things using in-game gold, which is, you know, no money, just hanging out in chat, you earn it. And you have influence over the game. You can actually buy critical hits, critical misses for the players or the DM. You also have the ability to.
Can barely see that.
Yeah, well, we can pull up the dice cam here. This is the small dice cam here. Boom. All right, we can leave that up. By critical misses, critical hits, healing potions, which we used last session, inspiration dice, and the latest thing we added was NPC names. So for a really easy price, I think it's like 50 gold or whatever, which is like the 2 follows or whatever, 1 follow, I mean. You can get a name forever immortalized in your game. All you have to do is enter a name that you want, and the next NPC that I introduce into the game will be that next character. Now, there's a disclaimer there. I'll let you guys read it. No trolling. I reserve the right to maintain whatever, you know, but if you have a cool character name that you used in the past that that you want to see forever immortalized in this game, you know, feel free to do that, to purchase that item or whatever. But other than that, I think we're going to kick off. If anybody's in chat and hears our audio and something is off, let us know, and we can make an adjustment later on. But I think the music's pretty good. I think my voice should be pretty good. And like I said, we got the other mic on the other guys. Everyone, we have Tembo the Thrice Guard, Kira the Unseen, and Gurt the Ghost. Now, we're missing Rodin the Green and Arn, just Arn. And turns out Arn wasn't able to make it. He had a very last minute thing to attend to, and Rodin the Green had some time that he had to spend with his family, which is totally respectable. So, better guys, we'll play without you for the time being. I was thinking about doing a one-shot, but all the players wanted to continue on with the story because it was just so captivating. And so we're just going to kick off from that point. And let me get my mood music set up here. We're going to start with a new background before we do that. I keep doing that. There's got to be a better transition for this. So, Tembo has this smoke in his eyes as he just brushes it out of his face a little bit. A fire has just been put out, and it's dark. The firelight has kind of blinded you momentarily. You move around a little bit, and you realize the chains on your wrists way down significantly. You're connected to the bottom of this caravan that you're stuck in with a portcullis that kind of goes all the way around. I guess a portcullis is the right term to use.
Just basically bars on it.
Yeah, just bars all the way around, and you know there's others with you in this caravan. You look around. You don't know them yet. You know them later in the future. We've got some of them here, but for the time being, you look around as you see some of the guards that had been watching these caravans. It had been several days since your capture, and the burn mark in your arm still feels festered and feels pained. As you kind of look around a little bit, you see some of the guards kind of go off into their tents. A lot of the tents are lit up. You can see that there's one extra large tent that has the man that's been running this entire show, who's been on this journey to and from what you can presume from looking around, you think that you're just kind of hitting different areas of Darmesh, Katagia, and this whole region, the middle of Primeval Thule. And it seems like they finally met their quota. You're a few days out. I mean, there's dozens, or actually I would say probably more than 50 or so caravans filled with just people, women, children, men, all different races and colors and everything. They've just been captured. This band of raiders have just basically moved around all over into hitting just smaller cities. And the moment when you think about like that when you were captured is kind of fuzzy at the moment, but as you clear the smoke out of your eyes, you look around. How old do you think Tembo is at this point?
Well, he's a little older than everyone else, so I'd say probably about maybe 17. I mean, how many years ago was this?
I would think you're a little younger than that. Okay. I know you're older than the rest of the party at the time that we're playing in the modern world, so I would say probably more like
15.
A little more, probably about 12, maybe 10 or so. So,
all right, yeah, so
it's still very well.
No, that's good.
I'll let you decide, I guess.
No, 12's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 12 years old, and I would say everybody else is probably like 10 or 9 or so. Like young children that have been kind of put in this situation that now is like traumatic and such. So, looking around, you see a figure kind of come out from the big tent, very small one, as he kind of scurries around. You've seen this kid before a few times. He's since been fascinated with the people that are being captured. Not in a weird, sick way, but like
doesn't really understand what's happening.
Why? Yeah, he's young and he's a lot younger than you, but he's like, you know, why are you guys captured? Why are you guys in these things? He's fascinated with the different cultures, but you know, helpless to the situation. A few days ago, you had met him. He had come by and basically asked you guys a few questions, and then since then he kind of hits different caravans. This time he slowly scurries up to you guys and says, "Hey, what you guys up to?"
What does it look like?
Like, I brought some games, and he pulls out a couple dice. He's like, "We can play Snake Eyes."
Am I familiar with this game?
I mean, he's probably not. He's you know, you roll until you get Snake Eyes and you win a treat or something like that. and for him, like that's like probably like the only game that he's ever been able to play, since his family is basically these slave lords and
have we even seen dice before?
Yeah, these are like little pieces of bone that have like markings on them, and like they've been filed down to like look like little rectangles. So you roll them, and it comes out with like different numbers or something. But he says, "Yeah, hey, you know, just play. My dad doesn't know I'm out here, but I don't care. It's like it's boring in there anyway."
I kind of like try to move over. I don't know how tight these chains are.
Yeah,
fastened to
you kind of pull yourself and like you're pulling on these bars, and like onto the wood planks that you're standing on, and you can't really reach. And he says, "Yeah, that's gonna be a problem."
Yeah.
He kind of looks around at everybody else, and everyone's just kind of in the back, kind of stuck, not really able to hear because he's whispering to you. And he says, My daddy's friend has his keys. I might be able to have you if you can play."
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
I'll play. I just can't get to you right now.
Okay. Yeah. So then he walks out. He kind of scurries back into his tent, and during that moment, you start to hear twigs breaking out off in the distance. And it gets really dark. You can't really quite make out what it is, but you know that there's a lot of movement in the forest off to the side. And after that moment, Kid keeps running out. He says, he was sleeping. He was drunk. And he pulls out this key. And he hands it over to you, and he says, "But don't cause too much trouble." He's like, "I'll get in trouble, and my dad will never let me out." So he hands off the key.
And how many people are in this particular wagon?
How many are in our party? 5 plus 1. There's 6.
There's 6.
Yeah.
Do any of them see any of this, or are they?
They kind of react to it. They know that like a key was brought, and we'll say that you two are here. I don't know what you guys would how you guys would react. I know this is his moment, but like you guys can be a part of it because it is a big part of your background.
Yeah, I would definitely. Kira's like very interested in the fact that one of the other slaves is about to be freed to play some random game.
Yeah.
So Tembo kind of like gets the key, and he's not really sure what he should do. He's kind of like he wants to try and escape right now, but he's also a little like you can see his hands kind of shaking with the key, and so he's kind of just like sitting there like looking at it, and then he kind of undoes the chains, and like moves over to play with the kid.
Yeah, you pull it off, and like the skin is raw around your wrists, as it has been this metal bar that's been tightly across your wrist. Then you finally feel air on your wrist, and you go over there, and he says, "Awesome, all right." And so he gets the dice and he starts rolling them, and he says, "This is a game I made up. You have to roll snake eyes, and then you win a prize." And he says, "Do you have anything to wager?"
No.
That's okay. And he pulls out 2 pieces of candy and he puts them down. And he says, "If you win, you can have the candy."
I'm ready for this.
Yeah. And so
Starving.
So he pulls up this dice cam, and he says, "I was gonna say because I had some D6s."
I don't have any that are actual like pips.
Yeah, you just roll 2 D6s. So he rolls his, and he's and then you keep like doing these transactions of like rolling them, and it's like never really happening. And after a moment, you start to hear a lot of movement coming from the forest, as you start to hear several men kind of make themselves known as this band of probably about 15 men coming through, and these torches light up, and they're armed, they're ready, and they start to rush out. And the guards at this point have all kind of been in a drunken stupor. They kind of start poking their heads out of the tents, and they're like, "What's going on?" as these men start to rush the caravans.
Yeah, Tembo's like, "Run, hide!"
And he's like, I don't know what's going on. So he gathers his candies, and he leaves one for you, and he says, and he starts to scurry back to the main tent. But at that point, a man comes out, and he is bald, extremely tall, has like an elongated neck almost, and he's wearing this very fancy robe. He's kind of like brown skinned, and the face that I kind of imagine is Xerxes from 300.
Oh yeah,
with the jewelry, just very well and that's the person that I kind of think of like as this man kind of comes out. He's got the eyeliner. I was thinking about that. He's got the eyeliner, and he kind of looks over to see what's going on as these men start to kind of raid these tents, and they start trying to slay these guards down. The key is still in your hand, and this man, as he's looking around, looking at all his products, making sure everything's still in order, and then he goes and he screams into the back, and Xerxes has like an extremely deep voice, which I cannot emulate.
Yeah.
But he says, "Get your men to get out there and slay these infidels," and he steps out, and he just has this presence to him as he just continues to walk, and he doesn't seem to mind the fact that there's like danger, there's arrows flying. Nothing matters to him in that regard. He's just walking to make sure that his product is right where he wants it.
So what are the attackers? Are they just killing guards? Are they interacting with the wagons at all?
No, right now they're focused on
so I
kill
can't
the threat.
really like judge what their motivations here are.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
And so yeah, they're just slaying the guards. There's a big battle going on right in front of you as they're like 4 or 5 are fighting 4 and 5, and the guards are easily going down because they're drunken right now. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm like sitting there, kind of like, holding what?
Key.
But what if they kill us?
I say, he who takes no chances wins nothing.
Even as a 9.
That's a 9-year-old.
As a 9-year-old,
You gotta be like,
What does that even mean?
it means free us.
I kind of like go over. I start undoing everybody's chains, trying to like be real quiet and stealthy about it.
Okay, so you start. By the time you're done, you realize one of the men there. They're done with this little battle. They find a way to. And this guy, hulking, silver hair, breaks like the bars open, and he says, "I'm not gonna,
Come with me if you want to live."
I wasn't gonna do it.
I did it for you.
Come with me if you want to live. And very deep voice, and he's reaching out, and he's because he sees that you guys have broken out, that you had a key.
Yeah. So I mean, this kind of makes me feel a little bit more sure about it. So I just grab his hand.
Yeah, and he, with just one hulking arm, pulls you out and like holds you up a little bit, and
pretty
then sets you
impressive,
down.
given that Tembo is actually still, even though he's like 12, he's still pretty big.
So he pulls you out, and he says, "Run off to the east, where we came from, and you'll be safe there."
And I just kind of nod, and I just start taking off.
Yeah. As you turn around to start running, you see the man who is the slaver, and he's just off to the side that you could take note, and you see his kid, or the kid that was playing with you earlier, kind of run behind him off into the forest that way, and he doesn't seem to be concerned at all by that. But as you make eye contact, you see that there's something about his eyes. He's just intent, the fact that his product is leaving, and so he turns to go give a command to his right hand man, and you continue running. As you guys start getting like pulled out by one arm, you all go out, and he gives you the same direction: run to the east. And do you guys do so?
Yeah, Kira jumps in Tembo's pocket.
You're not that small.
It's dark right now, right?
Yeah, totally dark.
I just look around. Which way's east?
No, he's like, where I came from.
I literally just pointed that way.
Kira does everything he can to just sort of like go with the crowd and hide in between legs and just not be seen.
You kind of go through, like, as people are like being cut down and whatever, you're just like sliding right through, and you swerve your way out.
Aim for the big kid. I'm just aiming.
Yeah. And Tembo makes it to the forest line, and you guys gather there. And there is a slain man there. It was probably one of the original saviors, I guess. And you see that there's one large hulking man, and it seems like this other man who has just been killed was probably like the hey, I'm over here, come with me to continue on to safety. Mm-hmm. And it seems like the commander has the slave lord has commanded this man to come over here and just like put an end to this. And so he stands before you with the sword. Tembo is there with the sword right at his feet, as you're the first one to get to the forest line.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like not, I'm terrified, but like this is my chance at freedom. So like,
he comes over. He's taller than you by like 3 feet.
Shit.
As he just like wipes the flat of the blade right on his arm, and this pool of blood just falls over to the side, and he says, "You're gonna get back in your cage."
And I pull the sword up and hold it in front of me, and I'm like,
"It is so much larger than you."
No.
And he says, "Yes, you will, or I'll cut you down and all of your people."
Come at me.
And he comes down with a large sweep as it comes down. I was about to throw that in my beer. And with a 10 to hit, comes down. And how does Tembo do this? As he's coming down. I was going to roll for this, but it's better in story.
I'm going to just like hold it up.
Yeah, and you feel the weight pull down like as it's starting to come, like he's about to break.
And like he's about to
about to break you as like,
and I'm like holding it, and then I just move out of the way, and as he stumbles, out. Just slice.
You slice right through him, but as in that same motion, he kind of comes back. And where does Tembo get his third scar at?
Let's see if he comes back. I'm gonna say, like on the. Right in between
his ribs,
like right on in between his arm and his torso.
Okay,
right here.
As he comes back, sliding right through as he cuts through your side, and like a extremely large amount of blood comes out. Mm-hmm. And as he comes around, and then he's about to just go for a full thrust. What does Tembo do?
I'm gonna say it's luck, and like the cut. Just kind of stuns him, and he falls down, and the sword goes above him.
Okay, yeah.
And at that point, he just kind of like lifts it up and puts it into the guy.
Yeah, so, and it stabs right through him, and he's kind of taken aback by that, and kind of like slumps a little bit, and he kind of gurgles up a little blood. And he kind of falls over just almost as easily as that. And you see off in the distance a little boy kind of run up to you, and he's got like a little dagger in his hand. He's like, he starts kind of trying to like help, as if like he wanted to help. And he's like, he was a bad man.
So Kira goes up to the guy that was just slain and says, "He who takes no chances wins nothing." It's like the only line Kira knows. Repeats it over and over again.
So the little boy, he's like, "I want to go with you guys."
I'm like, I kind of stand up, and I'm like, "They'll kill you if you stay here."
I don't want to be here. They always put me in bad places. I don't like it. He puts his arm out to shake it. He says, "I'm Nathi."
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
And as the last moment, you take it, you turn, and you see the slaver still staring. He's got just this presence to him, as the air around him doesn't even touch him, as he just continues to look at you. And you kind of make note of his eyes again, as they kind of just seem to be really piercing. And you end up back in your place where the smoke kind of puffs away from the man who just called himself the Crawling Chaos. And those eyes seemed very familiar to you. So where we left off last time was a moment with a man we called... Who knows?
It was Arammet?
Yep, Arammet.
Yeah.
So Arammet had introduced himself as just kind of a person who's lived here in Imystrahl for a while. And he was basically... he explained to you that there was this other world that had existed when you sleep, and it's only because... And it only started to happen recently.
Dreamlands.
The Dreamlands, right, as he called it. He gave you kind of an idea that... you know, there's a way to control yourself when you're in the Dreamlands. There's a way to be able to functionally move. There's... if you do it intentionally, you can go to the actual Dreamlands, which takes a little bit more concentration. He mentioned a couple things about the 70 steps and 700 steps, and
didn't really make
wasn't
sense
really making sense to anybody.
Yeah.
But he did say that the Spire of Zal was an option to explore, to see what that was about. He did mention that the creatures seem to be they seem to come out at night, and that they feed the people, whatever that meant as well. Or the people, rather, feed the monsters. But then, you know, he stepped away, and then when later came back, kind of gave you a threat. Whether it was Arammet or not remains to be seen, but mentioned himself as a person of many faces, many names, that you could call him the Crawling Chaos. So what do we do?
We must enter the dream world.
The smoke moves away as, you know,
What is it?
Arammet is no
The
longer
what
there.
chaos?
The Crawling Chaos.
Crawling chaos?
At this point, Tembo hasn't slept since we got here, really.
He tried, yeah.
Yeah, he's tried. I know that y'all were able to have a dreamless sleep for a while. Yeah, you guys. But
Yeah,
he is,
that's right,
he
so
is just exhausted.
You didn't you don't have like an actual exhaustion point.
I have one point.
Oh, that's right, you have one
Yeah,
point, and
we've
you guys
one
got
point
it
of
removed.
exhaustion.
And Arn, I don't think does, and I think Rodan ended up sleeping as well pretty well.
Yeah, so me and I don't know what happened to Arn because we got separated, so I don't know if
Yeah,
he ended up
I
sleeping
think
or not.
I think because he was not physically there, I think he just woke up, and then I think I rolled like a high number for his Constitution check to sleep again.
I think we should enter the dream world and watch over you.
Do you think it's possible?
Oh no. But he who takes no chance.
How many times have you said that over the years?
That's the first time, I think.
First, we should eat some of the food that they're cooking us right now.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's true.
Yep, and that's right because the innkeeper was a male elf, strung out looking, was turned on the stove top, and he was making fresh fish from the Western Docks, freshly caught. He kind of comes out and he's just hands you a couple plates, and he puts another plate where Arammet was supposed to be at, and he's like, "There you go."
He's not going to join us.
Okay, I mean,
We'll eat it.
okay. Well, I was gonna say I should take it back, or
No, you can leave it.
All right. So yeah, he leaves a plate, and he, like you said, I think he 2 silver pieces for everybody for the food and the night for 2 rooms. He kind of goes off to the back, just cleaning the kitchen. So what do we want to do?
I figure we're
Smell
going to
and
kind
eat the food.
of... Yeah,
Yeah, the food is actually it's good. Yeah, it's good.
What the hell's the Crawling Chaos?
The name sounds familiar.
It does.
Does it?
Did Crenshaw ever say it?
He seemed to know Crenshaw.
But he said he was here. It could have been
He said Crenshaw was here.
in the middle of town. Why would Crenshaw come here?
I think we should enter the dream world.
You're really
I really
dead
think
set on this, huh?
we need to enter the dream world.
I mean, it's dangerous.
What? Arammet came and did he leave? He walked away?
No,
you haven't
after
seen
he-
him come back.
Well, after he basically...
After he said he was going to the bathroom and then, like, came back. And
But
then,
he came back and gave us the whole spiel.
The chaos guy.
Yeah.
Basically, the crawling chaos.
Yeah.
What happened to the crawling chaos?
He turned into
he
smoke.
turned into smoke and
That's
disappeared.
okay.
Yeah.
I missed that part. Okay. Well, yeah. Kira's a little freaked out at the puff of smoke.
Yeah, like, I guess that would
illusion
be
I
like
just
something that you would
witnessed.
Well, I
have
think
seen
we're-
before, or like a power being exuded in that way.
Yeah.
I'm more frightened from the thing that was in the hole.
What hole?
The thing that ripped your tendon
Did you
out.
forget about everything we did last time?
Yeah, this is why I need a previously on
Yeah,
video.
right.
So we can watch it right
Yeah,
before.
right before, previously on.
Very
you know,
terrified again.
Yes.
No, that was
Yeah,
No,
so
that-
I'm limping,
previously
right?
on Yellow
Yes,
Silk.
you're limping.
You know,
Yeah.
just like real sensual,
Yeah.
real.
Previously, it's magical.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, that was one of their flying demons that seems to patrol at night
And eats slaves.
and eat slaves. Probably ate Temple. Let's just get out of here.
Wait, I'm right here.
Teeg.
I mean,
Oh,
Teeg. We can feed Temple.
Come on, Flip
to
Free.
the demon.
You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta focus in on here. You're making three mistakes now.
He's just so scared after.
I know, right?
He's just
It is
ready.
You're
to
not
get
making
back
any sense.
Right,
Less
right.
than you ever do.
ready to get back to sleep.
But we're rested, so Tempo's the only one that's
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like he's kind of like almost nodding on the.
Yeah,
open
but you
food.
guys had, like I said, you have already rested. You're, fine.
I think we
And,
have no choice but to try to let Timbo rest and then see if we can watch over him as he sleeps.
You think Arammet was telling us the truth?
Yes.
I believed him.
Good enough for me.
I don't think that was Arammet.
I don't either.
Oh.
Just doesn't make any sense.
Did we already get a room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave you some keys to some rooms.
Okay. So at this point, we're assuming Roden and Arn are.
Sleeping?
Yeah, they go upstairs and they say
Good
they're,
luck, gentlemen.
they're crashing out for the night.
It's like, I'll keep watch here.
Yeah, Arn says, "I got you guys back right here."
I'll stay awake and make sure your bodies are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
All right. So you guys
So,
go
yeah,
off
I
to the
guess
other
we're gonna
room
try
to
and-
try to crash
We're gonna
out.
Try to help
It's
us.
You guys are gonna try to sleep with him. Like you just woke up like an hour ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
Inception style, right? We're going to try to, like,
Yeah.
sleep such
okay.
that
Yeah, we can try to do that.
Just
I
get
will,
join
super
him
drunk and pass out.
in the
Yeah.
dream world.
so you guys go to the bedroom. There's a few beds there. Yeah, we can say you try to sleep. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw.
Why did we do this?
Let me pull up the super sweet dice cam.
I can't read that.
That's a 10 plus 2,
That's
12.
a 14, and a 10.
12.
Yeah, so mine's like a 18.
50.
Okay.
12.
Tembo falls asleep, and now here's my question. What is the intention as you sleep? You're trying to rest.
Yeah,
Okay, so like your intention is I need to sleep.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to find that
yeah.
creature
You black out.
again.
And you guys are doing what?
Our intention is to, like,
Find each
stay
other
with-
and him.
find each other and stay with him.
Okay.
Make sure his
Yeah.
dream world body doesn't get affected by it.
Okay. You also start to slowly drift away. It takes you a little while as you have just already had like an extended period of time of sleeping. But yeah, you sleep. You wake up alone, Kira, in a bedroom.
I yield my weapons.
Yeah, you pull them out. And outside you hear, like, screams as the night kind of wakes up. And wings flapping, and it's just like this horrendous night. Like, the day was one thing, like what Tembo described as what his dream was, like, doesn't match really what was happening before. And you've been in this moment before. But what do you try to do?
What am I in? Where am I in?
Yeah,
the room?
you're in the inn. Yeah, you're in your room.
So I'm gonna kind of scan the room just to see. I'm definitely assume this demon character that attacked me before will show up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to like preempt that to see if he's even in there yet.
Let me see if I make anything interesting. Let me see here. You hear knocking on the door.
Or do not answer.
Okay. All right. We'll make that clear. This not in like a.
At that point,
like
if I don't see the demon in the room, I'm gonna try to hide.
Okay. Yeah, we could say you hide under the bed.
Yeah.
There's knocking on the door, and it just goes doosh 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 as it's just like constantly hitting on it.
Silent.
After like minutes, it just gets harder as it continues to pound on this door, and after a moment, we'll say it goes away. And it seems like all is okay. But Garrett wakes up. It's only been maybe like a couple hours, from what you can tell. Tembo is dead asleep. And it looks like, Kira's just sleeping happily.
Are Arn and Ronan there awake?
They're in the other room. They're probably just chilling out.
Alright, I'm gonna have no assumption of where I am.
Right.
Just assume that I'm gonna just keep on with the task and just watch them then.
Yeah.
And make sure their bodies are fine. Because if I'm in the dream world, then hopefully I'm together with them. If I'm not, then I'm protecting their bodies.
So,
Our rockin' bods.
yeah.
At least yours.
Now, for the sake of brevity, this isn't like you've been in this moment for like what feels like hours, just hiding under the bed.
Yep.
Yeah, and like nothing's changing at this time.
Is the knocking still?
The knocking stopped like
Okay.
probably after maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Like it's just been like constantly going, and you know that you've been under the bed for such a long time. The fire still continues to go, and the sounds that go on outside. And give me another Constitution saving throw.
It is a 21.
Okay. And at a moment you start to find like yourself kind of pulling apart from this area, and you wake up and you realize. And did you get up and go anywhere?
No, I would have stayed just sitting next to them.
Okay.
watching.
Yeah. So like you see that he's already kind of awake, and you get up.
I couldn't find you in the dream world.
What you just did.
I'm awake. I just woke up.
Oh.
Do you have a top spin that we can make sure?
I don't know what to think anymore.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? I will say after the 8 hours passes uneventfully.
Like he's kind of saying his character feels like he maybe didn't wake up. How aware are we that we are truly in our regular reality?
How would you know that?
Well,
I would
Yeah,
get
if
a
we-
top spin that I know like that's
no.
This isn't
Before-
Inception.
When we tried to travel somewhere, we would skip ahead to there. So maybe we
That's
could
true.
try to...
Well, like, has the fire died down, or is it still burning?
Still burning. Yeah. There's no difference between what you've seen or what you've experienced in the dream world versus now.
Right. What I'm saying is,
So what define waking up?
I get. So is Tembo woken up?
Not yet.
Okay. Then I will.
Just to resolve this area.
So when I woke up, were the two of them sleeping near me, or was the room empty?
when you woke up in your dream,
Yes.
yes, no, they weren't there.
But now I wake up and they're both there.
Yeah.
So that's how I would determine I'm now.
Yeah,
in
that you're now
regular
like in
reality.
Or
IRL.
did you go to a new dreamland where
I assume I'm
the
in
same
reality.
dreamland that they were
Would
in?
be on our...
Whatever decisions
I'm
I
just-
make are going to be an assumption that I'm in reality.
Yeah.
From this point forward, we're awake.
I guess we just let Tembo sleep.
Let's let Tempo sleep.
Okay.
How long do we know the duration of time has passed?
Probably. I mean, it's still dark out. It's like super pitch black.
Like we know he slept for a few hours.
We know it's been a few hours.
He's
at
getting
least.
good rest.
Yeah.
I take two while we wait for
There's
him.
no like
I would say the
wounds
fire,
coming
like the
through.
fire in the hearth has probably burned down some.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's probably.
Right.
Like,
Oh, okay.
embers.
So what you're saying?
That's
Yeah.
what
Okay.
you're
Yeah. Yeah.
saying.
That, like,
yeah.
it demonstrates
is,
some passage
it
of
is
time.
dying down.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, right.
In order to pass the time, I just pull out a couple of pieces of jerky that I've made before, and I put it down, and I get out some dice and say, "Oh, snake eyes."
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
He who takes no chances wins nothing.
It's been over a decade.
That's where I learned that one from. I knew it was somewhere in my past.
Remind me, can Kira read?
No.
Only one of us can, I think.
Rodan.
Rodan.
We need to get Rodan to get you to teach you some new
Oh,
things to say.
my wise quotes come from many different people.
All right. We'll say hours pass. You guys play some Snake Eyes, and Tempo wakes up, feeling much better. And the sun starts to slowly peak up.
I don't remember anything. Did we go in the dreamland?
We did, and we watched over you very well.
Oh, thanks.
Don't tell him that his life is at stake.
The entire time. I'll throw him a piece of jerky from us playing the games.
So,
Snake Eyes, huh?
What else were we gonna do?
I want to say it again, but I'm not going to.
all right.
Alright.
So it starts to be almost daylight. We can figure out what we want to do.
Have we heard any like wings flapping outside or anything like that?
You were sleeping. What did? No, you didn't.
The sun's coming up. We can attempt. What was the spire that we wanted to go
Yes.
The Spire of
That's
Zal.
all.
to?
Yeah.
As soon as it starts breaching daylight, we should probably head out so we can take advantage.
Okay, yeah. You guys get up. There's already been like some breakfast being made, and so you guys are able to eat. This is part of the meal plan. And
Two silver meal play. Do we knock and ask if Rodan and Arn are okay? Or they haven't been like split in half by a dream?
no, they are not. They seem to be fine. They actually stayed up the whole night because they had felt
They
rested
slept
and
in
stuff
and
like that. So
everything,
they're, like their schedules officially shifted at this point, and they're planning on like it's probably time for bed. or they go with you. Like I could play them both, I guess. So yeah. So you guys get up and go. You know it was to the south. Let's get some proper music here. So
What
Go
was
ahead.
the symbol of the hopeful hen? Like, I'm just curious. The flattened docks was easy for me, but this was the inn.
the hopeful hen is like
So what is a hopeful hen?
there's like two cliffs and there's a hen, and it's clearly the hen cannot just like jump across it. Like it's a hen that looks like it's ready to fly across this
Well done.
cliff.
Well done.
I thought it was like a hen that like has like a slaughter person that's not very accurate, you know.
How do you convey that on a wooden
Yeah, I
sign?
know, right? Like, you can, I mean, actually, what you could have is the hen and a whole bunch of like chop marks over here, as is like maybe the guy's like cross-eyed or something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, can we can see the spire from where we are, or like? I guess
Not from the western docks, because the western docks is a lot lower than the rest of the city. But there's just like a lot of other buildings that kind of block its way.
Do we have to go back to the center to go south, or can we go along?
You can probably go along the wall as it goes through.
Okay, good.
So
yeah,
as
I'd like to avoid the
Yeah, agreed.
center for now.
you guys get out, and the docks are all filled up. You can start to hear boats as this music's actually a little dark, or not dark. I mean a little quiet. And we'll just do this one instead. So the docks, they're fine. You continue to walk through. You follow along the walls, and you do see like there are a few guards out as you guys pass through the docks, and you can see like a whole bunch of people unloading some crates of like foodstuffs. The guards take note of you, and there's a lot more notice than previous times that you've seen them. But this time, like, they kind of know who you are at this point. and they're just like watching you very carefully as they see you kind of go through off into some alleyway.
Who do they think we are?
They just know, like, as you guys start walking through, they're like in conversation, and then immediately like look, and then they're just kind of like staring.
Staring
I
at
mean, we are kind of outsiders,
Yeah.
and we're probably.
Well, this is the Western Docks. There's a lot of outsiders,
That's
but
true.
it's like I'll say that it's very obvious that they see you, and then they like know, like those guys.
They know.
So they haven't really associated us with killing the priest at this point.
You wouldn't know that.
Well,
Am
I would
I-
assume they would run after us and arrest us.
Am I aware of any guild members that might be living in this city?
Yeah, you know the one. What's her name?
Yeah, but I haven't found her yet.
Well, you haven't really looked. You just asked two
But am
people.
I aware that that's like the only one that might live here?
It's the only one that you were like in primary contact with.
Okay.
But you know that there's probably maybe some kind of presence here.
I mean, Kira really thinks that the guards just know that I'm a part of some kind of thieves guild.
Kira thinks that?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
His reputation.
That's
I'm
right.
a gangster.
Gangster reputation.
Yeah, gangster.
That's right.
Gangster in paradise.
Don't mess with them either.
I kind of like flip my dagger and put it back in my pocket.
Do it quietly.
Arn's like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Put that away.
That would be bad.
Okay, so you guys kind of go off into the distance into like these little alleyways, and
We're just
Yeah.
kind of like picking them at random, I guess, just trying to make our way.
yeah. Give me who's leading the group? Give me a survival check.
Well, for leading through any place.
Lead us.
I gotta remember this small dice cam here. Look at this. What is that?
So 13.
Cool. So you see, what is it? You do find yourselves in a lot of dead ends as you're kind of just going through, but like you're gonna have to backtrack a little bit. What does Kira do? Like, does Kira do anything in this moment? Like, as you guys are kind of sneaking around, or like not really sneaking, you guys are just walking through these alleys, just like.
Quietly.
All right, well, yeah, sure, quietly. You can say that now.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Well, no, I think in general because we still have to obey the laws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, you're just not like speaking loudly off in the distance or whatever. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, as you're walking through all these alleyways?
What are they? Are they domiciles? Residents?
There's residents. Like, occasionally you see people kind of come out of like
Elves or people?
yeah, like people elves. Like they'll come out and they're like shaking their carpets out and a little bit, and or the
I
rugs.
mean, I
and-
guess, you know, if we
you're not.
feel that like we blend in really well.
But you don't, because you're not
Which I
elf.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not elves, but in terms of just like if there's enough pedestrian traffic. But if it's just like sort of us by ourselves, then I think we'd be a little bit more of like
Yeah.
watching our corners, you know, and trying to be as stealthy as possible.
Give me a group perception check. Yeah.
26.
Dang. Yeah, you take note of
I got
guards,
like 14.
kind of just tailing you guys,
Okay.
and yeah, you know that you're being followed through the halls, through the alleys and stuff.
Are you gonna let us know?
No. No, yeah, I give both of them a little tap. Just like we have people following us.
Priests. Guards. Okay. Act cool.
Stage whisper. Act cool.
Natural.
Do you want to
What do I do with my hands?
ambush or just keep going?
It's probably not a good idea to ambush the guards.
We kill.
Priests.
Do I know how many?
They weren't guards.
We'll say there's 3.
We don't know if they're on the same side as the cultists.
Fair enough.
Let's go. Let's dip down one of the alleyways and stop, and
See if
make
they
them
pass.
catch up to us and ask them what they want.
Okay.
Okay, so you want them to kind of get closer
Yeah,
to
so
you
we'll
guys.
kind of like take a corner and then just stop,
Okay.
and then kind of let them come close, and we'll just kind of be standing there,
All
just
right.
kind of looking at them.
Yeah. So a guard.
Guys.
the guards kind of slowly show up as they see you guys, and then they finally see you and they're like, oh,
Hey,
What are you guys doing here?
just minding our own business. What are you doing?
Patrolling the streets. That's what we do. As he like shakes his little, guard badge.
It's hall pass.
Yeah.
And so he says,
You ain't got
you
no
guys,
trouble here.
I want to talk to you about some trouble. Maybe not here, but over down by the temple. You guys mind coming with us?
I say to him,
Oh, gosh.
in a mad world, only the mad are sane.
And one of the guards is like, I heard that one before. He's like, yeah, I recognize you guys.
My reputation precedes me.
Oh, gosh.
He says, yeah, we just want to ask you some questions. There was some reports of some incidents that happened over at the temple and some things
When?
yesterday morning.
We were down to buy the docks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anybody that can cooperate? Cooperate? Yeah. You're,
Arammet.
man. Who is that?
The old man.
The old man? There's a lot of old man
The
here.
old man
Speaks
that,
with a,
that walks through the alleys and sleeps in the alleyways.
And one of the other guys is like, no, he's that one guy. Yeah, he sleeps over by the docks. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, where is he then?
Near the hopeful hand.
I still think you guys should come down to the jail just to talk. Not to be there, but just to talk for a little bit.
Doubt is the key to knowledge.
I'll handle this. Look, if you got questions, we can talk here. But I'm not going to a jail.
This is okay. What do you know about a certain group of people came into the docks yesterday? There's about 5 of them. Actually, no, about 6. They claim to know you. I believe they named or described the 5 of you. Looking for Rodan and Arn, and he starts to name off the names, and he says, they look just like you guys.
Wait,
Identical?
like look just like us?
Yes. I mean, they described what I'm seeing in front of me, which is you guys.
Oh,
Yes.
the people they were talking
Yes.
about. Okay.
Yes.
It was like there's more people that look like us. Like
Two
There
Kiras.
must be.
That's
I-
There wasn't me.
2 Kiras is too much.
yeah.
He says, yeah, they described you by the name of Nathy. I don't know. They seem to be...
I don't know. I don't know anybody that by that name.
Give me a bluff check.
That was a very good bluff.
I know. My charisma's not that great.
Does that?
Oh, wow.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah, it is.
Sweet.
That's a 20.
It's like... Maybe we got someone different. He says, there's something about this
There's a lot of people in this city.
that there is. Carry on, boys. I think I might go off to the darkness as they like kind of fade to the back. And
You know it's daylight, right? I can see you.
how can they see me? And so so they kind of take off, but they like go off to the corner. They just like kind of watch you guys go off into the distance. They kind of leave you alone. You guys continue down to the south, and you start to see
Are they still following
fire.
us?
What?
Are they still following us?
following us?
Oh yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a 9.
Okay. There's a few people out, and it doesn't make it
I think
not
we
enough.
lost.
All right,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
We're just here to free the city from the black milk.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you start to see this tall, probably the tallest building that you've seen so far, an extremely wide tower that kind of starts to pop up and crest over this hill that you start walking up, and yeah, you're able to you make that out as like, and it says in big letters that you can't read, but it's a huge spire. It goes off into the distance, like clouds kind of cover the tips of it, and yeah, it's humongous.
Tallest thing I've ever seen.
You think it's big.
Fair enough.
So what do you guys do? Go to it?
Does it like have any sort of wall around it, or is it like...
Yeah. So like as you guys start to approach it, you see that there's like a mixture of like there's guards, and there's you start to make out that there's like some priests as well. But a lot of them are just kind of like interacting with other people. They're like, you see that there's like a table.
Thanks for the follow, Dr. Kill by Death 87.
Dr. Kill by Death. How's it going, dude? Thanks for following. So you see that there's a what's going on, dude? You see that there's like a table, and there's like what do I think? Like they're handing out doses of black milk, and there's like a line of elves kind of getting there. They're just like, they're paying this gold out to other people, the people are paying them gold, and like they're dispensing out this black milk. There's no notification for that. I guess there's like a stream like for that.
Well,
Yeah, there might be.
I guess we know where they keep it.
We do.
But it's not in the spire. Like the spire
It's
is the one
just, like,
sponsoring it. It's just that like
it's just
the
in front
priests
of them.
are handing him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the place.
So like now it's like confirmation that the priests are the ones that are giving it out.
Okay.
Is there any indication of guards or anything in front of the tower?
You see that there's some by the doors and stuff, but they seem to be just mostly there so people don't like run up it. But the spire is one of the things they're paying. You mean it's not government sponsored? We would argue that I would say the players would argue that the priests are.
Well, it's a good question because I have some.
That's
Kira
true.
has some black milk, and Kira's wondering how valuable it is, but it does seem the elves are sort of like willing to go get it, but the priests want to keep them in line.
Right, and so it seems like government sponsored or not, like it seems there's other probably motivation for that, because you would think like the fact that the priests would want the elves to do it.
Yeah, we also don't really know if these like priests are actually part of the government of the city yet. Like, didn't they kind of like?
They did say that the politicians were one of the first people to start being exposed to black milk, and once the politicians had started doing it, the way that it was explained by Arammet was, or rather Aelith, the way she described it, like there was weird stuff going on with the politicians, and like these priests came in, they're really weird, they didn't really seem very human when they interacted, but they were trying to get very heavily involved in politics. So
okay, so by now they probably are.
by now, like there's assumptions to be made about that.
They own whoever the elves that are in charge
Right.
are.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys start walking up there.
Yeah,
The Spire Zal is one of the few buildings that actually still maintains its beauty.
So it hasn't had like.
There's no chip marks, and you could tell like the guards that are around it are like one of the few people that are like preventing any kind of like strung out drug addicts like to come up there and start chipping at it. And so the guards are like fending off people every once in a while.
Are they still half elves or are they elves?
All the guards are half elves for sure, 100%.
Do any of us have a cloak or anything?
Do I have? Yeah, I think we have.
You should try to go get some more black milk.
Why?
I don't.
Why?
Just in case we need it to bribe some elves. I think the one
Why don't we send
Scratching my
dose
beard
of
and be
black
Why
milk
don't
we
we?
have.
Why don't we send Rodan? To,
Whoever
to do
can
that.
just sort of disguise themselves as best. Not look like an elf, but just hide their face. So they can just go and just take it. Because, I mean, I'm assuming they're like a large crowd, just kind of like...
Yeah, it's just like a
Just
big
like-
line of
Yeah.
elves, and they've got like, and it's not like they got gold. It's got like, some have gold, and you could tell they're like more of noble birth. And then there's the other people who are just like completely out of their minds, and they've got just like parts of like
The
buildings
that
and
they've
pearl
chipped up,
and
yeah.
like marble and stuff that they're like chopping up and they're ready to like trade for it.
That's a long line.
We'll wait for it. We'll wait for whoever,
Yeah.
Rodin or you.
Who does it?
I think
Who's this?
Yeah,
choice? Wait,
let's
is-
leave
do we
one of
have
the
an
ones
It's
that's
gonna
not
be it's
here.
gonna be a player who's here.
Oh, I would rather go to the tower.
Yeah.
Arn can say, you know, I got you guys back. I'll wait in line. We'll see what happens.
Classic Arn.
All right.
We'll find out later.
We'll find out later what happens.
Now Arn has black milk.
So Arn actually
Well, Arn is high on black milk. and that's-
he puts on his cloak and he just scurries off into the distance and he waits in the back of the line and Arn, if you're watching, you're paying that money out of your pocket.
Arn, get more. Go get more black milk.
This is what happens, Arn, when you don't show up. You lose gold, and you don't gain XP. No. So Arn goes off into the distance, and we'll say the four of you guys kind of go in there to the tower, and
They just let us.
they let you through. Yeah, you open the doors, and we'll say you find yourselves in like a building. It's very beautiful marble floor, and it's reflective, and you can see that it just like opens up into a large foyer, and like there's like stairs that kind of spiral around, and it seems like the spire is so much larger on the inside. As you kind of go in, there's just like a lot of reflective stuff. There's a lot of like reflective material, and it just goes on, and you could just hear bumbling and movement all around throughout the spire. And you look up, and you can't see where the top goes, but there's stairs that kind of climb all the way up. You see that there's like a pulley system to pull certain elves up, and there's like some elves of like noble birth, and they have very fancy clothing. It looks like they just got their fix, and they're starting to go up. And they tip whoever's basically pulling these little ropes as they pull people up to the whatever floor that they got to go to. And you walk in and there's a person sitting there, and they kind of sitting on a chair off to the side, and they say, "You must be new here." He's an elvish male, very very well kept, doesn't look to be strung out on black milk.
Yeah. Just got into town. Kind of look around.
He says, "Welcome to the Spire of Zol.
What is this place? It's
It
beautiful.
is the greatest powerhouse in the world. No greater collection of magic exists except here in the Spire of Zol."
Magic.
That's right. Many people try to avoid it, but us elves, as you know, we perfected the art of the arts.
Where's Arn when you need him?
Yeah, Arn's in the line now.
Of course, we leave the sorcerer outside.
I did on purpose.
Scumbag DM.
Is that the weird stuff Arn does?
Yeah.
He says, you know magician, huh? Yes?
I don't know.
We've run across some sometimes.
He says, that's good. I usually tell where people can go to help themselves. What is your purpose here?
What do you know about the Dreamlands?
Dreamlands. You want to talk to Dr. Sidor. S-I-D-U-R.
Thank you for spelling that.
I don't know what letters
I
are.
can't write, but I appreciate it.
And he says, you can find him on the 75th floor.
Tembo's having like
Must I take
difficulty
77?
even comprehending that number as far as like the height of a building.
Yes, it's ridiculously, and as like I said, you look up, it doesn't look like the spire on the outside looked to be nearly that big. It's really, really strange.
Should we take 77 steps to get to the 75th floor?
I don't know what you're referencing. But Dr. Slither, he participates a little bit in the dreams. He tries to interpret them, you know. He'd probably be a good place to start. Says you can go up the stairs. It might take you an hour. You know.
What about that thing over there?
We will reserve that only to the scientists.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yes. You.
What if I'm a scientist of fighting?
Members of the Spider of Zold is what I should clear myself with. But yes, you take the right stairs over there.
As this conversation's happening, I'm kind of curious. Like, are we at a desk? Is this guy sort of like a
Yeah,
desk?
he's just chilling out on a chair right off to the side. Like,
Just on a chair. Does he have like papers in front of him, or
no, he's just chilling out on
by
a chair.
himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get to it.
I jump on his back.
I'll carry you sometimes, but I'm not carrying you up 70 flights of stairs.
Oh, 30 flights of stairs.
15.
Deal.
All right.
After 15, I jump on his back.
Yeah, you guys climb. It takes a long time, and after a while, like there's like a midway point, like maybe like every 10 floors, there's like a rest area. You know, there's like a little collection of like places to sit and to kind of relax for a moment, catch a breath or whatever. But as you guys are passing through, like there is life in this area. It seems to be that you do still see elves that show the signs of black milk addiction. You see that there are some that aren't. As you maybe rest halfway through, there's a lot of doors that kind of like go off into it's a huge circular spire, right? So like there's doors that kind of go off in each little area, and you can see that there's like residential quarters in the very bottom, and then you see that there's like business areas almost, and then you see that there's like laboratories as you go higher up. And halfway through, you start to hear like explosions come through one room, and then you hear, "Oh, that was great!" And you know, there's just like a lot of crazy commotions. It's like almost like that really crappy tower game. I can't remember the stupid name of the game, but there's like a game where you just level up more and more towers, and it's just basically that. Like every level's has got like a different purpose. And by the time you get up to 75th floor, you see that there's just like it's just quiet, and there's just one big room, and there's a door, or there's several doors, but there's one that says like the Dreamatorium.
That we can't read.
You can't read. That's right. There's like
No, Rodan's with us.
Oh,
yeah, Rodan's with
Rodan's
us. That's right. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's how we gotta keep saying that.
Glad somebody figured there should be
The
able to
one guy that can read. Thank you for not sending him up.
So he says Rodan's like, I think this is it.
Can we count even? I mean, 1, 2.
And so he says,
I lost count.
he at the very least, Crenshaw has like taught you how to count, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Or we
even
could
like
have asked the guy,
shepherds
give
learn
us
how to count.
75 rocks and we'll just drop it.
But then we'd have to trust him that
We
he
would
gave
have
us
to
at
trust him,
75.
Yeah. So you guys open the door, or you knock on it, and you just hear a voice kind of come on. It's like, come in. And you walk in, and before you is an elf who's very healthy.
Doesn't look like he's strung out at all.
No. And so he's very healthy, and you can see that he's got some like different beds with like various races of people, whether it's like an elf woman, half elf human, or half elf male, and a couple other. You see, actually, there's like a halfling there too, and they're just like sleeping in these little glass enclosures. And the elf man kind of comes to the door, and he says, "Don't worry about them. They can't hear you. What brings you to the Dreamatorium?"
We're finding it difficult to sleep in this city.
Yes, I hear this from many people who aren't elvish. Tell me, you seen the creatures?
In our dreams?
Yes.
Every time.
Yes.
Seen them, felt them.
At the Greendale Community College. I knew it. That word was in my head, Dr. Kill. Oh, yeah, so the room is like all these like yellow lines everywhere. No, it's the Dreamatorium. Yeah, that's funny. I can't remember that reference. So he says, yeah, there's the mystery that we are able to go into another world when we sleep. As of these last few years, I've been trying to research what this is. I think I've pinpointed it. But please come. I'm curious to hear about your occurrences. What do you have? Like, what do you feel when you sleep? What pain?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we get sliced in the stomach, or like jabbed by claws. I mean, it feels exactly like you think it would feel.
Yes.
We also feel.
No, but not just about the
different.
death, the murder. No, not that. Talk about what do you feel when you're there.
I feel as if I'm in the real world, but time is different. Time is faster.
That's
Feel-
true.
If I think of going somewhere, I'm there.
And he says, we have found many times that the creatures that reside there, they're trying to get out. But there's many types of creatures. We've seen the ones that have the mouths up here that they look like, and he pulls out a little drawing from like a notebook, and he's got like this creature very, very clear of what you've seen, who's just like ripped your guts out. Yours is like slit your stomach open, like super, super detailed. And he says, yes, these ones. We've heard from various resources that they call them the Gugs.
They call them the what?
Gugs?
Gugs.
Guds?
G-U-G. Gug.
Gugs.
They're a race of creatures
That's kind
that
of
live... It's a race of creatures that live in the Dreamlands, and they try to get out. The only way to get out, as we've seen, which is why we have these glass enclosures, is they kill their way out. If they kill a host, they break out into the real world.
How many of them have escaped?
And he points off into the distance. You see there's just like room filled with blood everywhere. It's this glass enclosure. He's like, at the very least one here.
How did we not notice this?
Yeah, well, it's like you have to pull back a curtain a little bit, and he's just like, yes, at least one.
Well, who decided to come into this room?
He says, but we have evidence to know that there's probably more creatures. Anybody who sleeps that isn't an elf here, or half-elf. The half-elves are part of the blood. They don't work. But the humans, half-elves, or the halflings, all of these people, they're susceptible to this disease. I don't know what it is.
The elves don't get attacked by these demons when they sleep?
No, they're forced into a different state.
Why do they take the black milk?
Now we're getting somewhere. You don't work for priests, do you? As he like looks very closely.
They'd be really mad with us if we did.
Probably be fine.
Yeah.
Please follow me. As he opens up like another curtain off to another direction, and you start walking down this hallway, and he pushes open this rock wall. It's kind of like a false door. And he says, "Please come in." And he shuts the door, and he says, "I've been working on a little pet project, and I'm pretty sure I figured it out. You see, the black milk forces the elves into a sleep. Elves, I don't sleep. I'm an elf. I meditate for a few hours every day. But the black milk gives a sense of euphoria. But that's just an effect. That gives the addiction to it. You see, many years ago, they brought the black milk into the city, And at first it was just simply a little drug. People felt good taking it. And somehow it got more potent. We didn't know what it was. But the dosage shifted a little bit. He's got like, he pulls up to he gets up to a shelf. And there's like different vials of black milk. And each one comes like a little bit more and more viscous. And there's one that's just like pure tar. And he says, this is what they used to give us. And it's just like water, basically, black water. And he says, but once they figured out the correct formula, and then he pulls out the other one, which is like just tar. He turns it upside down, like it's not moving at all. It's like the same thing that you have in your bottle. But you see, his actually has a lot more. Yours is like mostly just resin as it's been burnt out, basically, but it's still a little bit left. And he says, but this is what they feed them now. And a little interesting. I found that this dosage, the watery one, puts people into a state of euphoria. Makes them addicted to it, but they don't sleep. Over time, they keep wanting more and wanting more, and then they realize that they're falling asleep. It forces them into a dream state that feeds them nightmares. But they're so hopped up on whatever this drug does, they don't realize that it's bad. They feel good enjoying the nightmares that they're being fed. So,
It's messed up.
we realize after extended exposure to it that the elves keep wanting it, despite the fact that they kind of know they're not supposed to be dreaming those dreams. They dream of apocalypses, they dream of their deaths, they dream of their families' deaths. And it is horrible. And he says, I've done much research on this. It is very horrible. But I ask myself, why? 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 Why do they dream such bad dreams? What is the purpose of this? And that is what I'm trying to find out.
Man, Arm would be really interested in this, but I'm pretty bored.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so in all this research, do you have any way to help people like us to survive?
That I have. You leave the city. No, but that is one
we
way.
could not sleep in a city close by.
Yeah, that's strange.
Why?
My hypothesis, and I have no way to test this currently. Let me see. You have swords? You're willing to test something out for me?
What do you need?
I have a hypothesis. These creatures, the Gugs, there are others. There are the winged ones. Up here on this floor, you can see them flying out at night. The problem is...
Kira like rubs his back tendon.
Yes. He says, that the winged ones... There are a couple kinds, but I'm looking for one. There is one that I know of, although I've thought I've seen others, babies, but the biggest one that they have. He has these horns that come out from his face. He has no face. He looks like a human, with large wings, tentacles that come out of his mouth. The people on the streets, they call him Faceless Tickler.
Faceless what?
Tickler.
Tickler?
Yes.
Is he describing one of the ones that any of us have seen?
Yeah, didn't y'all
The
see
one that
one?
Rodin, as he's
Rodin.
describing this, Rodin like pales.
Yeah.
Because that is the creature that Arammet basically said, like, you're doomed for life because you've seen this creature. And
Did Arammet say that, or when Arammet came back?
well, before Aramet's
Yeah,
departure,
before the
Arammet
Arammet
had basically
version
said that, yeah,
2.0.
if you've seen it, you're donezo. Like, he's gonna come keep it back, like coming back for you, because once you've seen him, he's got his eye set on you. Like, once you think about the creature, he comes to you. And we'll say that Sidor kind of basically reiterates that and says, you know, once you see them, they apparently feed on these people. But I don't know what that means. That's what the streets say. So what I need to know is, where does it reside? What are these people that it captures? What are they doing? But maybe perhaps we can try. He says, "Let me get this." And he comes down. He like shuffles down this like little false like pocket in this shelf system. He pulls out like a we'll say like a rod. And he says, "I've been working on this to help find this creature." And he pulls out like a little potion. And he says, "If we could find a way to put this, douse it with this potion, I might be able to track it and use some of my magics to understand a little bit more of it. I don't expect you to understand any of this, but
Good,
the rod." And he like hands it to you and he's like, "Nope, the other way. Want it this way." And he says, "You use this. I've attuned it to flying creatures, but not birds. So your chances of finding these other flying things may be likely. But we're looking for the faceless one. But don't engage with it."
How are we supposed to not engage with it if we have to like put this potion on it or whatever?
I mean, that's what I'm asking you to do.
Grab the potion. Asking for it.
Yeah.
Is it in a flask or?
Yeah, it's just like a little vial of like this like viscous green liquid.
I just take an arrow, and take it out,
Yes.
and sort of put it on there and look see if the weight of it would totally
yes.
screw up its.
That might work.
To fly. You know, like, can we wrap it and put it on here so it splashes when it hits?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of contraption should work. Sure.
How many of these do you have?
Not many. The last group I asked didn't come back. He says I can give you one more.
Gotta make them count.
Yeah, he pulls it out and he says, "If you do this for me, I'll be in great debt to you."
Just pocket the one and then just start trying to figure out a way to wrap, to pop the arrowhead off.
Yeah.
So that we can put it on as a.
Okay.
Are there? Can you see this? Have you seen this creature
I have.
from the windows or from the top of the spire?
You see him flying over by the
Doesn't
by the temple.
that mean that you're gonna?
He points to his ear. I'm immune.
Oh, it only comes for you when you're sleeping.
No, my elf, my blood.
Oh,
I'm untouchable. But see,
Tembo's confused.
he says he goes after the humans. That's what we've seen. Or what we've heard is the humans that come visit, that seen the creature, comes and gets them.
I will kill the creature.
Not kill. I want to understand. I want to understand what it's doing.
Well, wait. So, what do we get from this?
My debt. I'm in debt to you. What do you desire?
We desire Imystrahl.
Teeg.
What the
We only desire Teeg at this point.
What the hell does that even mean?
Teeg is dead.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Do you know Tabriel?
I'll roll for it. No, I do not.
We desire Teeg and Tabriel.
Who is Tabriel?
She is.
I'm gonna say
somebody
this.
important.
Just asking people is not gonna
Yeah,
bring
that's like-
Tabriel.
Good.
It could.
maybe. It
I
depends
know
on who you're
that
asking.
leads. What am I supposed to
Yeah,
do?
that's true. That's fair.
Knock on doors.
Do what like thieves do and stuff, and
I personally don't know how thieves find their other guild members.
Well, it's not asking random ass strangers.
You found her before in your background story.
It was sort of like bumped into her.
No, you gotta rewatch your video.
Yeah, I better.
You gotta rewatch your memory.
Yes.
Yeah, rewatch Kira's memory.
Did I have any way of contacting Elias though?
I would say that if you knew like what district she was from, you knew that like her father was heavily involved in politics, and like after that moment, you never really saw much of her. But you could probably find her. You know what district she's from. So if you wanted to look
I'll
for
keep
her,
that in mind.
yeah,
But I'm not gonna ask random people. Hey, you know this random person?
yeah,
She's an elf.
They don't all know each other.
that's true.
That is
There's
the definition
like
of
almost
a
20,000 elves
Yeah.
here.
Can't find out unless you ask.
All right.
I mean, obviously, I could look for like symbols of the Seven Knives Assassins. but I
That would be something
really
that we would do.
surprised if I end up finding those.
Yes.
That's on the 67th floor.
Yeah.
I don't have a
Turns
high
out
intelligence.
the
okay?
entire So okay, what do you guys want to do? He gives you this and he says, "Be careful, but I want to understand what this creature is doing. It might be able to help us bring the city back, and that is my intention. That's my promise to you is to be indebted to you and provide you with whatever patronage that you need, support, money, whatever. I mean, I've got
Tempo
plenty
kinda
of
perks
gold.
up. No, I like the sound of that.
I got plenty of gold. If you need."
Honestly, we just need to get a decent night's sleep in Blacktown.
He says, "Look, I can help you. Have you heard of our famous tea?" And so
I have heard of your tea.
he says, "Look, I have a little pouch. It should aid you, not guarantee, but aid you in being able to sleep."
I would like to make a insight check
Okay,
to see if I believe that is a 24.
You think he's telling the truth?
Ew, we finally have our sleep relief. How much
Okay.
tea is it?
I mean, we'll say that it's just like 20 doses or so. So if you split it up at the party, it
Thank
gives
you.
you a few.
I take all the tea.
Some of that is for us too.
Maybe when you stop making fun of my height, you can have some tea.
So he says, "Is there anything else that you need from me? I think you have everything that I need."
Why are you helping us?
Well, we're helping him.
My family not too long ago was taken by the black milk. And I'd like to see them get better. Yes, I have a son who has much potential in the magical arts. But I'd like to see him grow into a great mage, but a wizard. In his current state, he is not able to do so.
Why are the priests allowing you to continue your work?
The priests don't know, which is why I'm here. They're not allowed after certain floors. There's a deal that we made. I think many people back in the day helped create the black milk. There was some back alley deals made, but
So the priests don't know how to make the black milk.
well, they do now. We originally came up with the formula. We made it better, but they took the recipe and they went.
Thieves with morals. They're priests with evil priests with morals.
We call that lawful evil.
They're holding up their end of the bargain. Great, good for them.
All right.
I just turned to Rodan and asked, "Do you think you can get us back to where you saw the creature?"
I think I can bring them to us.
I was gonna say, do you think probably come find him?
Use him as bait.
Sorry, Rodan.
I mean,
Turn into a cat and you are bait.
He was a leashed cat. He almost went insane, and now
he'll turn into a goat. We'll tie him to a post.
I've seen this.
It'll
before.
be lightning and rain
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
How long has it been since we left Arn in the line?
It's probably been like well
I mean, we
over an hour and
climbed
a half.
75 floors.
Yeah, it's
so
been like
it's been
well
like
over an hour and a half.
at
Yeah.
least.
So now that we've talked to him, Arn is finally up here with us.
Well, I don't. Arn doesn't
Arn
know where you guys
we
are at. He's probably
He's
inside
just
the bottom of
waiting.
the tower. Yeah.
Hey, so that pulley thing out there, you think we can use that to get down? Because, like, it's really high up here.
You want to
Hold
jump
up.
down on
No, I'm saying, like, let's get on the pulley thing and ride it down.
So he fishes in his pocket and he pulls out 4 tokens and he says, "Usually we take this with guests, but I will take you down and help you on your way out."
How can we keep the guards off of our backs?
Don't be seen. There's a great
That's
underground
easy, that's
system.
easy for me.
I don't know if you've
These
seen
guys
me,
I'm worried
but
about.
He says there's a great underground system here. There's a sewage system that extends the entire town. But
I have no problem working through sewers. I could probably stand straight up.
I know you always smell like it.
Why didn't you?
Why wasn't I aware of the sewer system?
Yes.
To make it fun and interesting.
so
I hoped.
So you guys eventually get, and you have to wait like probably about 10 minutes until the pulley gets to your system, and you get into it, and there's like a dude who helps trying to pull it down, and you guys head all the way down, and he says, "Best of luck to you. There is great evil here, and it's my goal to understand it, and be grateful for you to help in that regard." And then he like kind of pushes you off to the front door, and you see Arn actually just like hanging out with the dude on the chair, and he's just been sitting there. He looks like his pockets are stuffed.
Well, Arn, it turns out we didn't really need the black milk. But and you would have been super interested in what that guy had to say.
Oh my gosh!
But we can't remember any of it.
I don't know what he said. I kind
a
of
lot of it went over my head.
All I knew
Luckily,
was
Rodan was with us.
Yeah.
all I know is that I need to shoot some creature with poison. These guys were listening.
Yeah.
I didn't see any gold to steal, so I just stopped carrying.
So you walk outside, and it's a little past a couple hours at this point. There's still a line as people continue to buy their things.
Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty much all the time.
But yeah, like yours is in a vast courtyard with people kind of conversing and doing their thing. With the few minutes that we have left, what do you guys want to do to get kind of prepared for the next session?
Well,
Well-
I take one of the potions and I pass it to him, just as a safety. So at least
Yeah.
we each have one.
Yeah.
One potion of doom.
Of marking, probably.
Yes, I do.
Maybe.
And
we
you have the
wanna-
rod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
As you do, like he explained to you, like it points in the right direction, or at least lights up when you kind of light it in the direction of a creature that he's kind of attuned it to, which is these big, large flying creatures.
This creature comes out at night. We should drink some tea, sleep, and then wake up at night and go look for it. Well, let it come to Rodan.
I'm actually gonna give the rod to Arn
Okay.
because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like
so he'll
this
take it.
shit is magic and it's like weird and creepy and I don't understand it. So
Okay. Yeah. So he takes it, and he's also kind of reluctant to, but he'll stuff it in his
you
pocket.
understand this kind of stuff, so like you deal with that.
Yeah. He's reluctant to do it, but he'll hold on to it.
I take 5 doses of tea, and I hand it to Gerd and like, work your magic. I don't know how to make tea.
Yeah, no. Gert's the only one that knows how to like cook anything.
All right, are we headed back to the Hopeful Hen?
No, where did we stay before?
The town center was at the
Flattened
Flattened
Docks.
Docks. Yeah.
We should go back to the flattened docks.
Yeah.
Because that is where we were before
Mm-hmm.
when we went towards the towers. Or, I mean, we
Towards
assume
the-
that's the only inn close to the towers.
It's the only one that you know of at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
fine.
Yeah, we can head back to the Flattened Docks.
And make our tea.
The tea.
You're really
I
big about
trust
that tea.
yeah.
Do not let the person working there give you different tea?
So what do you guys? So we go to the Flattened Docks. Nina's running the show during the day.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Nina, and she recognizes you. You know, would you like another room for the night?
Yes, we would.
Excellent. Yes, we have 2 rooms. The same deal. It's 2 copper per room, and you know, we have some steak tonight. We were lucky in the purchase earlier today, so we can have some good meal.
Sounds good.
Yes, and so
Salivating.
yeah. So you guys
gave me an appetite.
kind of eat later. You have the steak and the.
I just asked for boiled water.
Okay, so you get boiled water, and that's all you get. Oh, just for the tea, right? Okay.
Just drink.
Uh-oh.
And a couple of different items to help me steep the tea.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to make it. I'm
5 glasses.
Well, yeah, ask her for cups, and yeah, and then
no, you can make the tea there. She's
I've got
not.
cooking
She knows. She's like, oh, yeah, a lot of people make the tea here. It's normal. But she brings out the food. The meat is not really that good. I mean, and then you kind of reminded of Arammet's words of like, don't eat the meat because it's really bad. And it does taste really weird. But like, she's eating some in the back, and it's like she's enjoying it. So it's just like a weird,
Kind of wash
weird
it down
texture.
with the tea.
Yeah. So as you guys get ready to go to sleep, everyone give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Advantage.
the tea.
Ooh. So can I re-roll that, or is that I have to take?
That's
my,
a lucky. You can re-roll your
Yeah, you
one.
can re-roll the
I
one.
don't have to take my advantage.
No,
You don't have to take that,
re-roll
no.
the one. And...
Just the one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
What'd you roll?
19, baby.
Dang, dude.
It's a con
21.
Is it a con?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a 1.
18.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my luck to give me another.
Oh, you
one.
have lucky?
Well, no, it's different. I gotta have another one though. I have another.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice,
well, the
nice.
14 was the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, I didn't know you had. Okay, sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold it on the dice.
Is it
cam.
it's Constitution, so 15.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to sleep normally.
Oh, the tea was delicious.
So
You are
you guys
very
wake up in the
routine.
evening. I'm presuming that's what your intentions are, right? And what do you guys do?
Rodent, turn into a cat and go into the city.
Yeah. Do you guys do the whole leash thing again?
Yeah, let's set ourselves up the same way, but
Why are we leashing? I didn't go last time.
You
so...
did not, I know, just to follow others.
oh no, we leashed because the darkness was so
We could
thick.
not
The
see.
moats we couldn't see beyond too far, but he could.
He guided us.
He guided us.
Okay, I see.
So
Don't like that.
sorry, I gotta stop doing that. You pull up to you guys sneak out your window, and immediately Arn he pulls out his little rod thing, and it's just like going all over the place because you hear just like the flaps again, and this time you guys try to go back to the temple. I'm guessing.
Well, go back toward. There was 2 buildings that we knew that were being.
Yeah,
we're
those
being
were
guarded,
that was
right?
the temple.
Yeah, we
building,
just
right?
wherever Rodin had seen that the one that we care about, the faceless one.
Okay. So you guys will say that you guys make it to the temple uneventfully, but you do note that there are a lot of flying sounding things out in the sky off in the distance, and the rod is just kind of like lighting up in every direction. It seems like.
Is it actually lighting up?
Yeah, it's like just at the tip. It's just like a little bit of a light, and it's not bright, but it's definitely like if you point it somewhere at the sky, it turns a little brighter. But like if they're too far off, but there's definitely something up there for these large creatures. But as you guys make it to the 2 warehouses, you hear the wings. Rodan. He just kind of hunches over and meows like a big cat. but like not in like a holy crap way. Just kind of nudging you to keep going. What do you guys want to do?
Follow us.
You keep following.
Yeah.
As you guys start to approach, like I'm just gonna kind of let you guys guide this because I don't want to put you in a situation that you're gonna like, oh, the DM put me here. Like,
I mean, we're going out looking for this thing.
So you want to go? You want to go find this thing and.
Can we perceive where it is?
Yeah, we want Rodin to kind of like go to the general vicinity that he was at before when he saw the thing.
Okay. Okay, cool. I was like, cover the whole camera here. Okay.
So have we made it there yet? And we just... Because I think last time we noticed that as we were starting to go, there was a lot of flapping.
Yeah.
But then as we got closer and closer to the tower, we noticed that flapping dissipated and there was just one.
Yeah. I'll say this. So you start walking up to the building, to the same warehouse.
Is this the one that we like broke into?
Yeah, the same one you broke into, and you hear the circling again.
Is the wand responding?
And so Arn pulls out his wand and he points it, and you guys are close to it. It lights up, but brightly this time. And so like Arn's like, ugh. But as you take note of that, the flapping kind of stops, and you hear just kind of like gliding downward as this thing starts to kind of make its way, and you hear it just kind of land on a rooftop not too far off. And you all hear in your head, "Time to feast." And the wings kind of flap up a little bit, and it's two other creatures light up blue. You see these two blue lights, and you recognize that these
like
thing
that
that you
one
recognize coming out of the hole, like they had been like sitting on these rooftops, just sitting there flat, and now that like this creature kind of has spoken out, the mouths start to light up as like these as bright lights now, and you see a creature, humanoid, and it's got rubbery skin that seems very oily to the touch, and it's hooked horns that go out to the side and a large tail that hangs out as its wings spread out probably 15 feet. And he's got this several tentacles as it kind of comes down. There are no eyes. It's just a face of tentacles. And I will show you the audience. That is what it looks like. This little bad boy. And as it starts to kind of glide down, you guys get a clear view of it. So I'll make sanity checks.
Ooh.
Alright. Okay. Roll me a d100, and we'll see what the end result is.
To see what they do. Where's my other...
Oh my gosh!
Holy crap.
That's probably bad.
Really good or really bad?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Damn.
I thought it was lower was better. Maybe it was higher was better.
That's
Maybe I just
100.
died.
That's 100.
You just die. That's the option on here.
Oh, is it 100?
Yeah, that was 100.
That's 100.
I was thinking
Yeah.
it was 0.
Yeah, double zeros and a 0 is 100.
You lose a point of sanity. Everybody else succeeds. But Kira falls down, unconscious,
Just passes out.
and
So lower is better.
Yeah, that one's really bad.
lower's better. You get the worst one, so you fall unconscious. You're out, and the creature kind of lands before you in this alleyway, and it closes up its wings, and you just start to feel cold.
Can we do anything?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I just wanted to introduce the scene,
Yeah,
and then we're
this
gonna
is-
cut. We're gonna cut there
Oh.
because it's 10 o'clock.
I hope this thing eats me because I have potion on me.
That's why I split it, because I was like, well, one of us might have something.
Take a big bite.
Pick
Go
you up
ahead.
and slam you into it.
Yeah, just throw me.
So I think that's it. I think it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be pretty eventful the next
that'll be a good
episode. I think.
This is gonna be a crazy fight.
That is going to be
I think.
very fast. Just
We're either
shoot,
gonna
get the
die.
buzzing,
or-
right.
like-
Yeah. Well, hopefully next time everyone's going to show up, and then you'll be able to get the better. You'll have a better chance, right? But now that Kira is out completely, like I mean, just the sight of this creature is like completely foreign, and it's just totally alien, right? But yeah, I think we'll try again. Couple weeks. We normally do. I know, just make sure that we can keep the show going. I think, but anybody who's watching, thanks for hanging out. Very lazy guy. Throw an elixir, revive, and it will die instantly. I bet.
I don't think it's a Final Fantasy undead.
Yeah.
Use your gold next time to buy inspiration from them.
So,
Well, I still have 2 inspiration. That hasn't helped me yet.
yeah.
Well, you're in conflict.
Because you never use it.
Because I get knocked out.
That would have been a clutch time to use inspiration.
Yeah. So,
I've used it on that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think I
thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll hopefully have episode 3 is up on YouTube. Episode 4 is coming up on pretty soon, and I'm hoping to have a little bit better time. Like I'm trying to improve the channel every session. So hopefully, like next time, we're gonna have like a previously on, and we'll have hopefully more time. We're running a little slow this time, but I think now that we've got this setup figured out, it should be a lot more smooth next time, and we should start earlier, 7:45, 7:30, or whatever. But other than that, thanks for hanging out, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.